fans, and welcome to another presentation of Eastwood Basketball here on Eastwood Performance and Athletic Network. I am Patrick Chavez, joined alongside by Jacob Barone for this 1-6-8 matchup between the Eastwood Troopers and the Eastlake Falcons. Jacob, what are you looking for tonight?
We're looking for the usual hard defense coming out of Eastwood, and hopefully some good offense here tonight. Get the guys going and get some quick buckets in here in this first quarter.
Yeah, that's definitely what we're both going to look for tonight. Can the Troopers stop the Falcons, and will the Falcons be able to break the Troopers' defense? Definitely the storyline for tonight.
Yes, PJ. Usually we've seen a big height advantage for the Troopers here tonight, but usually the Troopers have a larger height advantage in the league tonight.
And the Falcons will win the tip-off. The Falcons, of course, are a very potent team in 1-6A for a couple of years now, and the Troopers, of course, one of the most historic programs in El Paso for basketball. Jacob, what are you thinking tonight, defensively and offensively, from both teams?
You see here early in this possession, the Falcons looking to get the ball moving. They had really good ball movement in this possession, just couldn't finish their offense here with a layup. Just looking to see how the Troopers get into the passing lanes and stop those passes and get some fast break opportunities.
Yeah, and definitely in our meeting this morning, we talked about how the Troopers' defense just needs to stop them, and they just need to execute full court as the Falcons are going to capitalize first on the Troopers' mistakes.
Yes, that was a quick steal by Mateo Lares there off of Devin Ramirez. Let's see what the Troopers can do here on offense after that turnover.
Lares definitely one of the stars for the Falcons to look out for tonight. The Troopers will figure out ways to prevent the Falcons tonight, and the Troopers definitely just need to find their groove, of course, coming off a long weekend in Lubbock.
Yes, definitely. They had a long break. They recently had a game against the Franklin Cougars. Had a tough loss there, lost by 2. Let's see how they bounce back tonight. They're looking pretty good offensively right now despite that turnover, trying to get the ball inside to the paint.
And that's rebounded by Manny Baeza. Baeza's going to miss the layup, and it's going to go out of bounds and be Falcon ball.
And here we see, PJ, the Troopers' pretty much iconic press that they've been running for a while now since Coach Morales has been here. It's given a lot of teams trouble over the past couple years.
Yeah, and that's what you see from the Troopers. They force the press, and they force you to make mistakes on their side of the court, which is very beneficial as Lares puts up the shot, and it is no good, rebounded by the Troopers. Devin Ramirez, of course, the very powerful sophomore point guard for the Troopers.
Yeah, he's been having a great year, PJ. Just doing it all, facilitating, scoring, defense. He's really been able to handle this Troopers offense and defense and lead this team to a very successful season so far.
And Ramirez is going to drive in, no good. Jace Molden tries for the rebound, and Jace Molden gets a steal, passes it out to Carrera, and Carrera is fouled on the way up, and he will be at the line for 2.
And that's one guy that the Troopers want to see on the free throw line. Diego Carrera is a very good shooter on this team, and he's been doing very well at the free throw line this year.
Yeah, and that's one thing you don't want to do if you're the Falcons is Lares getting a foul early on here. You want to keep him out of foul trouble for later on.
Yes, definitely. He seems to be the guy who's going to be matched up well on Devin Ramirez here after you see that first steal early in the first quarter here. We'll see how he turns that around and tries not to get in foul trouble there.
And Carrera is going to make the first free throw. And he's going to make both. So all tied up here with 5:50 in the first, 2-2, as the Falcons will drive down, try to get a fast break, but it is quickly stopped by the Troopers. Carrera on the other end with the defense. It's going to go out of bounds on the Falcons, and the Troopers are going to regain possession.
Carrera able to do it on both sides of the ball. You see the length that he has. He's able to control the paint down inside. You don't want to see that from the Troopers, though. Their press being broken so easily. Now we have Diego Carrera with the ball. Passes it to Andrew Reyes. We'll see what the Troopers can do here on offense as Diego shoots a 3. Rare miss from him there on that shot. It's early in the game. We're going to see what he can do throughout this game. Number 1 for the Falcons with the ball, trying to create some offense for the Falcons, but number 5, Devin Ramirez, causes the 5-second violation for the Troopers. The Troopers have another chance for an offensive possession here. Devin Ramirez brings it up to front court for the Eastwood Troopers. Gives it to Diego Carrera. Let's see what he can do. Carrera drives, and it's hit off his leg, but referee calls it Eastwood ball.
Yeah, and the Troopers really are good at scoring off inbounds. It's definitely a testament to Coach Morales, as Devin Ramirez is going to put up a shot, and it's going to be good, and the Troopers are going to grab a lead here early on.
And that's a good way to get Devin Ramirez into the game, get him flowing, get his shot hot. We're going to see a lot more of that here tonight, PJ. I can call that.
Yeah, you could definitely say if they get it to Ramirez in the corner or anywhere really on the court, they are going to capitalize.
Yes, he's done a great job this season of finding open shots and knocking them down easily. Here we have number 0 with the ball for the Falcons, and Andrew Reyes guarding him. He passes it to number 10.
And Lares on the other side will get Andrew Reyes, which is one of the hardest people to score on that you could think of recently. And you could just think that the Troopers are going to try all night to just stop Lares, as the Falcons, Jones will score for them, and it is back tied at 5.
And that was a pretty wide open three back there, PJ. Kind of defensive breakdown from the Troopers. They can't have a lot of those. You give up threes as you make threes, and that's not a good mix to win a game.
Yeah, and you obviously don't want to get too addicted to the 3-ball, as the Troopers' shot is no good, and the Falcons have really been executing with getting the ball down pretty fast, but just not able to get it in the basket.
And you see there, Devin Ramirez causing another turnover, giving it to Andrew Reyes, trying to start up the fast break, just that they didn't have the numbers there. They're going to bring it out here to start up their offense. I can see a drive coming from Ramirez, but you never know with this offense.
Yeah, and the Troopers definitely one of those teams where you can never pick a player to target, because you just get beat everywhere. If you guard the 3-point line with Devin Ramirez, you just go down low with Jace Molden. If you go down low with Jace Molden, get ready for the threes with Devin Ramirez, as Baeza pulls back from the shot and just trying to work a play, as Devin Ramirez is going to shoot it, no good. Baeza gets the rebound, down low to Jace Molden. The ball's going to be picked out, and the Falcons on a fast break. Brandon lays it up, and it's good for the Falcons, and the Falcons will take their first lead of the game.
You see bodies flying down there, and you see Andrew Reyes trying to take a charge. That Falcon transition is probably going to be a big part if they win this game, is how well they do in transition and how well they're doing defensively. Right now, they're holding the Troopers pretty well. The Troopers can't seem to find anything going offensively, as they just had another turnover there.
Yeah, the Troopers offensively have kind of struggled for the past 2 quarters, and the beginning here is at Franklin High School on Tuesday. You have a 15-point lead at half, and it kind of just dissipated everywhere on the court towards the end, and of course you lose that game by 2 points.
Yeah, and offense comes and goes for any team, especially in this district play. One thing you have to count on is their defense. So if they don't have the offense going here with this lineup, you bring in some guys that can definitely spark up and get some shots in and hopefully get a run going. If not, you still have that defensive premise that they have, that they can stop teams at any point.
Yeah, and Aviles will make his first free throw for the Falcons, and the Troopers will sub in some fresh bodies, and the Falcons will get ready to sub one for the shooter.
Yeah, you have number 30, Joaquin Gomez, subbing in. Number 52, Nate Salcedo, coming in. Number 5, Devin Ramirez brings up the ball. Again, he's guarded by number 0, Mateo Laras. He passes it to Joaquin Gomez, who's trying to get it inside to Nate. But the referee calls him for a traveling violation there, moving his pivot foot a little bit too much. What do you think about that, PJ?
Yeah, and that's just one of the ones you can't do that right now. You're a little behind. You don't want to get behind too much too early. You just need to find a groove, set up your offense, and score some points. The Troopers do not want to get behind right now.
Yeah, and you see they're sending Andrew Reyes pretty much on the ball at this point, trying to create turnovers or even just get a stop on the defensive side. Devin Ramirez, bringing it up by himself on transition there, and again the travel kills the Troopers' offense.
Yeah, and it seems like the Falcons are just kind of pressuring the Troopers offensively, really getting in their face and forcing them to make a mistake right now.
Yeah, you see Devin picks up the ball off of his dribble, and you would like to see a pass there. He just couldn't find anybody open and puts his foot down and makes that little mistake.
And I think that's probably going to be what's going to win or lose you the game tonight, those little mistakes. Who makes less of them late in the game and early right now to get a lead?
Yeah, definitely. In this district play, it's not so much about talent, guys who can score, guys who can't score. Because in this district, anybody can score, anybody can make a stop. It's just the little things like travels, fouls, stuff like that that's going to win you and lose you a game.
Yeah, definitely in this district, you're either a high-powered offense or you're a great defense in this district.
Yes, and we just have number 10, Marcus Bennett, checking for the game. That's another big body for the Eastwood Troopers that has performed very well this year, especially in non-district play. He was able to control the paint for himself when Jace Milden was out for football. He was handling it down low.
And Bennett is one of those ones where he's kind of a flex. He could go out as a guard and he could kind of drive in as a big, and that's what you just like to see nowadays.
Yeah, and we have a call, number 5 with a hold on number 12, Mark Hernandez. He's at the line to shoot free throws. But going back to your points about Bennett, I've seen the kid shoot a couple times, and he's definitely got a good shot for the guy his size that you rarely see in El Paso. As guys play center, they really only play center, but you're starting to see now that we have centers shooting the ball more.
Yeah, and that's kind of the age of basketball we're in right now, where you kind of if you're a bigger guy, you got to be able to shoot the three, and you got to be able to win down low.
Yeah, it's all about spacing nowadays, and especially, in high school and college, you're running plays, but spacing really helps a lot with those because you open up driving and passing lanes. As we almost see a turnover from the Falcons there by number 5, Lucas Brandon. He has the ball now, and he's trying to give it to number 2, Sergio Hinojos. He fakes the pass, though, and now he's looking for an ISO play. He takes a shot, and he's able to put it in with a nice little mid-range jump shot there.
And it really seems like the Falcons just kind of catch the Troopers off guard right now. They make a mistake, we're going to go down, we're going to shoot. And if they land, they land. If they don't, they don't. But we're forcing you to make mistakes down low.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing you can do there as Nate Sosero puts in the layup and backs in his defender. That's another big body for the Troopers that they have. Something that the Troopers didn't have last year was this much size in the paint. They were a guard-heavy team that, found success, but can they find success with this big body offense that they have?
Yeah, and of course, right now you wonder with the substitution to put Marcus Bennett and Nathan Sosero out there, if you just wanted to work the paint right now.
Yeah, and working the paint can bring you a lot of benefits. It tires out their defenders. It opens up threes, as we're going to see there from Devin Ramirez, who just slightly off on that third shot, actually.
Yeah, Devin Ramirez from that first shot really hasn't kind of found his groove. He got that one early, and now he's just kind of struggling to find his pace.
Yeah, that happens to the best of them. As right there, Mark Hernandez with the foul on the floor, trying to get that steal as number 0, Mateo Ladas, puts the ball up there for him. With Devin's shot, he's going to find his groove. He's going to be out of sync sometimes, but he's still able to manage this offense. And if they're going to keep giving it to Marcus Bennett and Nate Salcedo, we still might see success from this Troopers offense coming into the second quarter.
Yeah, and we're going to take a break here as we end the first as the Troopers trail the Falcons 10-8.
And we're back here live for the second quarter of this basketball game, the Eastlake Troopers versus the Eastlake Falcons. Here we have number 5, Devin Ramirez, to bring up the ball. Looking to start up the offense that's been struggling here tonight. Here we have Mark Hernandez passing it to Marcus Bennett. Looking to find something on the perimeter so they can hopefully bring it down inside. Devin Ramirez with the ball, passes it to Joaquin Gomez with the 3. And he just misses that. That's a good shot there from Joaquin Gomez. He rarely misses. He's pretty much Eastwood's pure shooter, other than number 1, Diego Carrera. The Troopers' offense just not finding a groove yet. Defensively, they're doing okay, holding the Falcons to 10 on that first quarter as they have 8. It's only a 2-point deficit. I don't see any rush from the Troopers right now as it's not needed. Let's see if they can get into a groove here and get some quick buckets here.
Yeah, and I like what you said there. There's no rush right now. You just kind of got to find a groove. You don't got to force stuff.
Yeah, and right there is going to be a big help is drawing fouls inside. Nate Soselo draws a foul on that short corner. And, drawing fouls here for the Troopers is going to be a big part. They can get on the line, get some free buckets, and hopefully get the offense going.
Yeah, and those are things that the Troopers just need to do right now is Marcus Bennett's going to put up a shot, and he's going to be fouled and get put on the line.
And that seems, hopefully tonight, is the only way you can stop Marcus Bennett is if you foul him, because he's been very strong in the post recently. He should make these 2 free throws. I don't want to call anything yet, PJ, but, these free throws will help this team get going.
Well, I think you just gave him an ounce of curse, so...
Yeah, that might have been my bad. Down 10, PJ, what do you want to see from the Troopers defensively? They've had a strong defense. Do you want to see that press again? I feel like that's their strong suit is their press.
Right now, the Troopers need to get a transition points going. They have not had many transition points here, and that's usually where they excel at. They beat you up and down the court. They will not beat you with just setting up offense every time, taking it slow. They're going to beat you running up and down the court. They are going to outrun you.
Yeah, that is a Trooper staple is their transition game. They do cause turnovers. They want to suffocate you defensively, get you to make a bad throw, misread, cause a turnover, or even a steal out of a dribble, and get going in transition, run a 3-2, 4-1, something that can get them easy buckets. As we have number 1, Avila's here with the ball, and he's not able to get anything going, almost getting a 5-second there. The coach having to call timeout.
And we're going to take a break too. We'll be right back with Trooper basketball.
And we're back after that timeout here in the second quarter with 6 minutes and 42 seconds to go. The Troopers almost causing a 5-second violation on the last possession here. Number 0 to bring in the ball. Passes it to... and it's stolen by Mark Hernandez. But he is stepping out of bounds there on that steal. That's something that the Troopers want to do is they want to catch those balls in the air and hopefully stay in bounds and get the transition game going. Lados here with the ball again. Andrew Reyes pressuring him. Devin Ramirez now on number 1, Aviles, who passes it to number 5, Brandon. Aviles here stolen by number 5, Devin Ramirez. And he misses the shot in transition, but he draws the foul for 2 shots.
Yeah, and it's like what I talked about before we went on break. The Troopers need to execute in transition. That is a huge part of their scoring potential.
Yeah, and the Falcons not making it easy on them on transition, fouling them and not letting them make an easy layup. That's something that you hear in the NBA a lot in colleges. You don't want to have a guy either have an easy layup or an N1 opportunity. If you're going to foul, you're going to foul.
As Ramirez misses his first, definitely a struggle right now for the Troopers at the free throw line.
This is rare to see from the Troopers. They are a very good free throw shooting team and shooting team in general, and their star guy here just not able to get into a groove. He's able to make the second one, though, and tie up the game at 10 here with 6 minutes and 20 seconds left. Falcons to bring in the ball with the triple press and Looney. Lades brings it up, passes it to number 1. Alvarez passes it to number 5, Brandon. He's just able to break the press, but the Troopers get the charge. That is something you like to see from the Troopers.
Yeah, and that's heads up. That's heads up knowing the guy's going to drive. Let me get my feet set. Let me take this charge. Let's get the ball back.
And not only is that, having your mind in the game, that is a team player right there. A team play, sacrificing his body to get the turnover for the Troopers and stop the offensive transition points. And number 5, Ramirez stolen again by Lades. That's his second steal on Ramirez. Ramirez trying to get a foul call. You saw a little hand grabbing, but the ref just not going to call that.
Yeah, and that's a tic-tac one that you're not going to get in district play. You might get that at a tournament. You might get that in non-district, but in district play, you got to work for that one.
Yeah, you have to be a little bit more physical and more protective of your dribble there.
And Manny Baeza and Jace Morgan are going to check in for the Troopers. Once again, the Troopers bringing in a little bit of paint pressure for the Troopers. Also, Diego Carrera for the Troopers. Sergio Hinojos will check in for the Falcons along with Josh Rodriguez. And so some fresh bodies coming in for both teams, and both teams going to just try to find something offensively. There's under 30 points scored here in the second as Jace Morgan puts it up, and it is no good.
And Jace Morgan, he's got to make those, standing at 6'5". He can't be short on layups down there in the post. He's got to find his groove down there in the post and make sure he finishes strong.
Yeah, and that's a guy you got to have working offensively down low for you. Jace Morgan, of course, a huge factor.
Yeah, usually if him and Nate Salcedo are working really well in the post and Bennett is getting his in, the Troopers do really well offensively because it opens up the threes for them. But when everybody's struggling, it's kind of hard offensively. You might want to see some cutters from the wings to get open. As number 5, Brandon here has the ball. He's looking for the pick and roll, but it's blocked by number 1, Diego Carrera, who's dribbling it up in transition. It's a 5-on-5 transition, so he's probably going to pull this one out as he does. Passes it to number 50, Jace Morgan, who gives it to number 11, Reyes. Looking for number 22, Manny Baeza. He ends up giving it to Mark Hernandez, number 12. Passes it back to Diego Carrera, and Jace Morgan will run the pick and roll with him. Carrera with a nice drive off that pick and roll and draws the foul. And again, the Troopers drawing fouls and getting the Falcons in foul trouble. Let's see if they can convert here, PJ.
Yeah, and the Falcons kind of in a little bit of early foul trouble already with 7 here with 4:43 left in the second.
Troopers just looking to be in bonus after this foul. Let's see if they can draw a couple more fouls, get the lead back for themselves before half.
Yeah, in a kind of a little big point I want to point out, I like the substitution by Peter Morales taking Devin Ramirez out for a little, kind of letting him sit. Of course, he was out there majority of the first, just letting him sit after the turnover and kind of not wearing him out because you're going to need him later on.
Yeah, and that's just the kind of thing that you need from Diego Carrera here. Is we see him a lot on the wing, but he has a guard skill set, a point guard skill set, and with his length, it kind of gives him an advantage as he can play down low, he can play on the wing, he can definitely shoot, and it allows Coach Morales here to sub out Devin and let him get a little mental break there.
And you could also say Andrew Reyes can play a little bit of a forward role when you need him to play a forward role. If you need him to go down there and take a charge to give Jace Morgan a little help, as he's going to grab the rebound and take it across the court for the Troopers.
Yeah, Andrew Reyes is definitely one of the more physical players on this team. You've seen him and you automatically can see how physical he is with the style of play he has. Now, don't let that deceive you because he definitely can shoot and he can definitely get the offense going. And that's just one that you want to see go in there for him. As Jace Morgan gets the rebound and puts it in for 2. Jace going up strong there.
Look, see, and that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see Jace Morgan get involved down low. And once again, the 2 players we kind of pinpointed right now, Andrew Reyes and Jace Morgan coming up big as Reyes gets the pressure and the Falcons are going to go coast to coast and Hinojos is going to drain the 3.
And that's kind of something that you give up in the press is those cross-court passes can definitely kill you if they're executed right. But you have to have help from number 50 there, Jace. He's got to help a little bit and still get back to his man. It's a little hard for him to do that, but he's got to give a little bit of help, especially on those far cross-court passes as number 11 here looking to start the offense here. Jace Molden in the post. He gives it back to Reyes. Trying to run that pick and roll again. Gets called for a moving screen there. But again, Coach Morales here trying to figure out what Jace is doing in that press. Is he going to help? Is he not going to help? He's got to figure something out there.
Yeah, I'm going to shine a little bit of light on Mark Hernandez, kind of playing an extended couple of minutes right now. Just the Troopers just can't figure it out right now, really offensively.
Yeah, and those role player guys like Mark Hernandez, who's a big defensive guy but can definitely get you some offensive buckets. They need to step up in this game. It's still a close game. We have 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in this quarter as Hinojos dribbles the ball and passes it to Laras. But this Trooper defense is holding as their offense isn't really able to put it on the Falcons defense.
Yeah, and right there is going to be a double foul. Andrew Reyes is going to get one. And Josh Rodriguez is going to get one. Definitely one of the more interesting things.
Yeah, you see Andrew Reyes kind of really went through the player there, but they called number 22 for the moving screen there, Rodriguez. That's a tough call to make there because, you can definitely get a blocking foul or a moving screen like they just called. And you see Reyes there again stumbling again. Number 5, Ramirez on the ball, number 2, Hinojos. Hinojos trying to look to start something here. And Hinojos gets called for the 5-second call, turning his back to the basket. Troopers get the turnover and now are going to bring in the ball. Down 1 with 2 minutes and 23 seconds to go. What do you want to see here as this half-court offense sets up?
I want to see the Troopers establish some perimeters. Can they get it down low or can they extend it from the three-point line? We really haven't seen anything. We've seen a little bit of points here in the paint from Jace Molden, from Nate Salcedo, but we just haven't seen the hot spot for the Troopers, as the Troopers are going to make another mistake and Lagarda is going to make them pay on the other end.
Yeah, and number 1, Diego Carrera has to catch those balls. That came in with a little bit of heat, but he's got to make that catch. You can't have those sloppy turnovers there. As Baez sets the screen for Devin. Devin looking for Nate Salcedo on the post. And you were saying right now that they got to set some parameters for what they want to do offensively. It's either the threes or the paint. One thing that they've been able to do is draw fouls, and that's, I think, what's kept them in the game so far. As number 30, Joaquin Gomez checks in for number 1, Diego Carrera. I wasn't sure if it was Andrew Reyes he was coming in for, as Andrew Reyes comes in to talk to Coach Zelaya here.
Yeah, and Lara is already on his 3rd foul, so of course you got to be careful.
Yeah, and we talked about that after his first foul. Is he going to stay out of foul trouble, or is he going to get himself into some trouble here with 2 minutes, with 1 minute and 49, 3 fouls in the second quarter? High school ball, you only have 5 fouls to spare. So if he's out, that's somebody that you lose to guard number 5, Devin, and maybe that's what Devin needs, is a little matchup switch-up.
Yeah, and Mateo Lara is definitely probably their best point guard on the team right now in their point factory, as the Troopers get the rebound off the free throw by Nate Salcedo. And Nate Salcedo, beautiful move down low to tie this up. The Troopers are going to trap it down low with Lares. The Falcons going to break it quickly up and down the court, and they're going to get the basket and one.
Number 10,
Jeremiah Jones, really in a perfect place right there.
And number 1, Carrera checks back in for Joaquin Gomez. And, you see Nate Salcedo in the post. He moves so graciously down there in the post. He spins, he bumps, and he's able to get the bucket there. But again, it doesn't seem like the Trooper press is working here tonight. What seems to have been working is when they set up in the half court and they have a 1 guy on the ball, because they still have the rest of their floor back on defense, PJ. As Diego Carrera here gives it back to Nate Salcedo, can he go back to work here?
Yeah, and one thing to point out is again another beautiful inside move by Nate Salcedo to tie it up here. Another thing to point out is Coach Morales has not used any of his timeouts, so you could kind of think he hasn't felt pressure tonight. He's kind of just felt, all right, we're making mistakes. I'm not going to call a timeouts. Let's fix this.
And number 11, Andrew Reyes falling asleep there defensively, something you don't see very often, not looking for the ball and the defender. Coach Morales obviously upset about that one. Number 5, Don Ramirez, again stolen by number 0, Mateo Laras, who makes the transition layup. And again, PJ, the Falcons just causing turnovers, causing havoc, and getting the score in transition.
Yeah, and this is just ugly by the Troopers right now. That's poor offense, poor transition defense, poor defense, basically. That's just not what you do as a Trooper defense, as Baez is just going to get it rolled off his toe, jump ball, and it's going to be Falcons ball. Everything, including the arrow, going the Falcons' way.
And Mark Hernandez here to check back in. With 16 seconds left, you want to get a quick bucket to keep yourself here in the game. Down only 5 points, maybe. I'm still not liking this press by the Troopers, PJ. It seems to get broken every single time they run it. And again, it almost gets broken. But Mark Hernandez, the defensive spark, able to get a stop. But another turnover by the Troopers. And another layup and an N1 from number 1, Aviles. The Falcons just running away with this late in the second quarter.
The Troopers do one thing good, the Falcons do two things good. Mark Hernandez gets the tip ball, the press works to perfection, and a bad pass happens, and Devin Ramirez gets a foul down low.
Yeah, and that's just something the Troopers haven't been able to bounce back from, is those little mistakes, as you see the Falcons do. They have that toughness where it's like, okay, we make a mistake, we're going to get the ball back and we're going to go score.
Yeah, and that's a mental thing. Okay, I made a mistake, I'm going to go make up for it.
Yes, as Aviles misses the free throw there with 3 seconds left, can Devin get a shot up and hopefully score? And he does get the shot up, but no basket. Basket is no good. As we go in with the Falcons with a 7-point lead here going into the half.
Yeah, going into half, probably one of the sloppiest first halves we've seen from the Troopers, and we will take a break here as this game goes to halftime with the Falcons leading the Troopers 26-19.
And we're back here live at Trooper Gymnasium. Eastwood Troopers to start the second half, getting the ball here, third quarter, down 26-19. Devin Ramirez here bringing it up to the court. Devin Ramirez starting the Troopers offense, passes it to number 11, Andrew Reyes, who gives it back up to Devin Ramirez. Looking to get something inside the Troopers. Devin Ramirez passing it to Mark Hernandez, number 12, who gives it back to Devin Ramirez here. Just passing it around the perimeter, no rush. The Troopers just trying to get something going here, starting the second half. Passes it to Bennett. Bennett passes it to Ramirez, who drives and tries to pass it to Salcedo, and it's tipped off the Falcons' Trooper ball. Number 12, Mark Hernandez, bringing the ball for the Troopers. Passes it to Nate Salcedo in the corner, who passes it to number 11, Andrew Reyes. Andrew Reyes giving it to Devin Ramirez for the three, and he just misses again. That's the story of the night here. Devin Ramirez not being able to get any shots going. The Troopers not getting their offense going too well in the first half. And again, it's kind of seeping into the second half as we started off.
Yeah, and a quick note, you guys couldn't see it on the stream, but the Troopers did not come out till about 45 seconds till they were needed on the floor. So definitely some long conversations going on at halftime.
And Nate Salcedo with the angling layup there, and he's been strong tonight, even though the Troopers offense has not. He's about 3 for 4, I believe, on the field with layups here and just dominating the post like he does every night.
Yeah, Salcedo already with 9 leading the Troopers, and that's sometimes a good thing, sometimes a bad thing when your bigs are leading you in scoring.
Yeah, I mean, usually for the Troopers it's good just tonight, but it seems to be their only focus of offense here. As, again, the free throw line has been helping them. They've been able to convert at the free throw line very well tonight, only a couple of misses. And the press starting to get to the Falcons there as Mark Hernandez with the almost steal there. And Devin Ramirez gets the steal, getting into the passing lane there, looking to start something in transition. And he gives it up to Mark Hernandez, who gives it up to Marcus Bennett with the three. And he just misses that. A good shooter, just not able to put that one in, hits it off the back iron there.
And Hernandez picks up his third, I believe, of the night. And the Troopers, I think he made a smart decision there. It didn't look like the Troopers were set, and that is Hernandez's second foul correction.
Yeah, but, something from Hernandez that you'd like to see is his energy and his physicality. So 2 fouls here starting the second half. It's not a bad thing there, PJ. As Devin Ramirez presses the ball here with number 1. Aguilar's passing it to number 5, Brandon. He looks for the drive and for the pick and roll, but he gets fouled, or the screener gets fouled. I'm not sure there.
Yeah, in one player that kind of just needs to find a groove or wake up or whatever you want to say is Devin Ramirez. He is the Troopers' scorer, and right now he's not scoring.
Yeah, and you can see that's affecting the Troopers on all facets, on the offensive side of their ball, as he becomes the focus for the defense and other guys get open and start scoring. If he's not scoring and nobody else is scoring, the Troopers won't be able to get anything open. As number 5, Lucas Brandon with a big shot there from 3. Devin Ramirez pushes the ball up to the front court here.
Yeah, and Devin Ramirez was 1 for 5. For only 4 points in the first half, so not what you expect.
Yeah, and Andrew Reyes here with the drive passes it out to Devin Ramirez, who's looking to get something open. And again, just another almost turnover there. Gets the foul from the back tap there by number 0, Lares. But
yeah, that's Lares' 4th foul or 3rd foul correction. And that's just hard.
Yeah, but again, you see the riskiness there from Lares. He gives up the drive, but he's trying to back tap Devin there. And we do have correction. That is his 4th foul. So if he sees one more foul, that might be something that Devin needs here, is for him to foul out, because he seems to be the one-man show defensively against Devin Ramirez.
Yeah, and our scoreboard guy, Chris, next to us, isn't inputting these stats fast enough for us as this game is speeding up.
Yeah, Chris got to get back on to doing a little bit better job there, as PJ mentions. Number 3, Christian Laguerat checks in for the Falcons there.
Yeah, and very surprised we didn't see a sub for Lares with a course of 4.
Yeah, and Devin Ramirez here with the drive, passes it to Nate Salcedo, and that's something that you have to take into consideration. There is the trooper spacing is right there. Nate Salcedo couldn't get much there as he was getting basically double teamed from Devin Ramirez's defender.
And right now, if you look on the court, the only real upperclassman varsity experience is Andrew Reyes, and that's not what you want to see from his troopers. They're deep senior-wise, and is it one thing where the troopers just don't have depth right now as a senior?
Yeah, Andrew Reyes, he's a 3-year varsity player. He's been a great player for the troopers recently, but the troopers do have a lot of young guys that are good, but something that you need right now is that senior mentality, that senior experience from these players that you're just not seeing. But these young guys, let's see if they can bring it here in the third quarter with 5 minutes and 49 seconds here. Darren Ramirez makes the first free throw and makes the second free throw, converting 2 for 2 on free throws here. And the troopers press the Falcons here, as it seems to get the Falcons a little bit messed up there. Number 5, Lucas Bramlett, to bring the ball as he looks for the drive but pulls it back out against number 12, Mark Hernandez. And number 22 for the Falcons, Josh Rodriguez with the layup off the square there. Darren Ramirez pushing it up the ball.
Yeah, and in the quick little timeout here, the benches from both coaching staffs were kind of chipping at each other from across the benches, and warnings were given out on the Eastlake side. So definitely something that will probably progress as Nate Salcedo will pick up a foul on Laguerta's shot.
Yeah. And Coach Morales is not liking the call there, and I kind of have to agree with him on that. There was no real contact on that foul there, PJ.
Yeah, it looked like the hands kind of just flew straight up, and it was one of those fouls where maybe the angle was different from where we are and where they are.
Yeah, the only thing I can really say there is maybe Nate Salcedo caught him with that body of his, But even then, that did seem kind of like a very soft foul.
Yeah, and the Falcons are going to take a timeout, and it's going to be a full timeout, so we're going to take a break with them, and we will be right back with Trooper Basketball.
And we're back out of the timeout here in the third quarter with 5 minutes and 8 seconds remaining. The Falcons are at the line, number 3, to shoot the 2 shots, and he makes the first. That is number 3, Christian Nagata, with his first free throw. And he misses the second one, only going 1 for 2 at the line, and Andrew Reyes to get the rebound. Devin Ramirez to bring up the ball here. Devin Ramirez dribble passes to Andrew Reyes, trying to find Manny Baeza, but just not open as Lucas Bradman playing the passing lanes here. Reyes trying to find something, passes it to Manny Baeza, who gets fouled immediately at the free throw line. Strong take there from Baeza. I'm not sure if he was looking for a shot or looking for a pass or a cutter there. Number 30, Joaquin Gomez checking in the game for number 52, Nate Salcedo. Number 5, Dylan Ramirez to bring in the ball for the Troopers.
Yeah, and I believe that was number 5's 5th foul. I don't know if our stat board in front of us is wrong.
Yeah, that should be his 5th foul, PJ, as Joaquin Gomez shoots a 3, and he doesn't get the foul there as the defender comes into the shooting area. And the referee calling the foul on the other side of the floor. And again, PJ, I'm not sure if I'm going to agree with that call, though. The offensive player very out of control on that drive, and you don't see a lot of referees call a foul when players are out of control on their drive.
Yeah, especially on those fast break kind of plays where, everyone's just getting down there. No one's going to set their feet. No one's really, you're just putting your hands up to block a shot.
Yeah, and, I don't really see, Five Ramirez there putting his body into the defender. As number 2, Sergio Hinojos checks in for number 10, Jeremiah Jones, sorry. Number 22 at the line, Josh Rodriguez, goes for his second shot.
And the Falcons kind of controlling the tempo right now, too. If you notice, the Falcons kind of subbing when they want to, just kind of controlling the ball when they want to, forcing the Troopers to make quick shots now.
Yeah, and they're taking advantage of these quick early fouls in the second half here, something that the Troopers didn't really do in the first half. They weren't making substitutions, but they were getting a lot of foul calls. As number 5, Darren Ramirez here calling for a screen. He's looking to drive up the middle of the field. Maybe he wanted it the other way there. But he passes it to Joaquin Gomez, who takes another 3. And again, just missing something you don't see from Joaquin Gomez as much as he has tonight. Number 0, Ladas to push the ball here. And he takes a layup and he misses. Reyes passes it to Ramirez to start the transition here.
And the Troopers just trying to find something offensively as Andrew Reyes is going to put it up, but it's going to be called on the floor, I believe. Oh, but no, the basket's going to count, and he's going to be on the line for 1. So the Troopers just trying to cut into the lead right here.
So the referee there explaining to the Eastlake coach here that the player put his hands on Reyes as he went up for the layup. That's the reason for the call. And that's something that Coach Morales hasn't gotten from this referee here about what the calls are being made out of. As number 0, Ladas breaks the double team there and passes it to number 2, Hinojos, who takes the drive. And the Troopers get another charge here to end that transition for the Falcons. That's another great play by Manny Baeza there.
Yeah, and Coach James Moreno just can't believe it. Yes, James Moreno, his son, is on the Troopers roster. Of course, James not active for tonight's game, but definitely Coach Moreno did not like that one.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a homecoming for Coach Moreno, as he is an alumni of Eastwood High School, and he did play on the basketball team here. Devin Ramirez with the shot and the basket there from mid-range, and that is a basket that Devin Ramirez needs in this game right there. Andrew Reyes with the tip ball on the press, and that's just great defense from Reyes there. Doesn't get the call that he wants from the referee on the out-of-bounds tip, but that's some great hustle, great defense that the Troopers have just been lacking in these last couple possessions there.
Yeah, and I like how you used the word hustle there. That's a hustle play.
Yeah, he's looking like a defensive back out there, reading the play in the air, getting to the ball, and getting a hand on that ball. Andrew Reyes again here on the one-man press. Devin Ramirez comes to help trap at the half court, and they force it into the corner. And Andrew Reyes again, the hustle there, getting the ball out of the air, and he's able to force a jump ball. It will be Eastlake Falcon ball, but did they call a foul there, PJ?
No, I believe they went immediately to the jump. I believe it just was the ref just kind of put up one hand, and there was a little bit of confusion down here.
And number 0, Matt Ladas with the call, and again, that's a disagreeable call there, PJ. He has his hands up. He's in the shooter's area, but the shooter is jumping into him. I don't think that's a good call. I think with the layup made there, I think the referee just moves on from the play there.
And it's one of those where the Troopers just need to kind of get away from that.
Yeah,
you've gotten fouled there a lot. You've got the foul called there a lot. So you kind of got to be a little easier when you're dropping hips down low.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if I want to see the Troopers jumping with the shot there, and maybe that's why the referees are calling it, because the Troopers are underneath the shooter, or if they just back off completely and want to not put as much pressure on the shooter there. But that's just kind of asking the Troopers not to play basketball here, PJ.
Yeah, and definitely right now, the three-point line, not the Troopers. That's 6 straight misses from beyond the arc.
And number 1, Avila Stejo with the little behind the back to get off Baeza. But Devin Ramirez with the steal. That was a really bad pass, cross-court pass. Devin Ramirez looking for the right-handed layup, and no call, as we could hear the slap on Devin Ramirez there, and no call from the referee. As number 5, Lucas Brandon with the mid-range transition jump shot, and he misses that. Devin Ramirez coming back down the floor, passes it to number 11, Reyes. Reyes with the shot, Reyes with the miss. Mark Hernandez, when he got the rebound, but he stepped out of bounds, PJ.
Yeah, and Mark's got to go back to his football days and toe tap that one.
Yeah, he's definitely got to get 2 feet in. It's not 1 foot, it's 2 feet. As the Troopers here set up for the press, they got a little bit of a run there. Now they bring it down to 6. Let's see what they can do with this press. Let's see how suffocating this Trooper defense can get. And the Eastlake Falcons called the timeout.
And the Falcons are going to take a timeout here with 2:02 left in the third, and we're going to take a timeout with you as the Troopers trail the Falcons 31-7.
And we're back here after the 30-second timeout in the third quarter with 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining. Falcons call the timeout in the last possession, bringing in the ball against that Trooper press. Again, is the Trooper press about to become a suffocation that the Falcons don't want? And Devin Ramirez able to tip the ball out there, and that was a forced pass by number 1, Aviles, to number 0, Ladas. And again, here we go. Trooper press, Trooper defense. That's what they've been known for this year. They haven't been so good against this offense here. But again, and a miss by number 22, Josh Rodriguez, on the little fast break, breaking the press there. Devin Ramirez to bring up the ball, PJ. Let's see what he can do here. Passes it to Mark Hernandez. Mark Hernandez looking for the drive and passes it to Manny Salcedo. Pass, shot. I'm not sure what you want to call that, but possession stays with the Eastlake Trooper off the jump ball call.
Yeah, and Manny Baeza down there definitely trying to fight for his life down there, but we'll get the jump ball.
Yeah, and Manny Baeza may not seem like the strongest player out there, but he's definitely holding his own, and he's definitely proving that he's got some strength, getting basically triple team down there and handling it. And Mark Hernandez again going up twice and getting hit bad. And he makes the N1 shot there after getting completely annihilated inside the paint. But again, these referees not giving the Troopers anything. Those are some hard fouls there, PJ.
Yeah, Mark Hernandez definitely just showed that he can stick in there and take these shots while he's getting fouled. And of course, he gets the and one call late and just trying to cut it to lead for the Troopers.
Yeah, they bring it down to 3. Both 22s from both teams getting a warning for the referee. Things are getting chippy here. And, back a couple weeks ago, we were saying the same thing when Eastwood played Americas, that things do tend to get chippy in those matchups. But it just seems to be an all-district play for Eastwood Troopers. They just seem to be that physical team, and when they play another physical, fast team, they can definitely get chippy here.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you just don't like each other. You got to play each other twice a year. Once at your house, once at their house. You just don't like each other. It's just how it goes.
Yeah, and district play means a lot more than just any other game. So those inner feelings as you're playing definitely tend to come out, especially in tough-fought games like this one. As number 3, LeGarrette travels on the pass there, trying to take a drive, tried to take a hop step, but he just put his foot down too soon before the dribble. The Troopers are bringing the ball. Down 3.
Yeah, and what makes this a little more intense of a game is right now Franklin kind of is controlling and in the driver's seat. So right now everyone's fighting for a 2. And if you don't know, a 2 seed gets you a home playoff game. In many cases, of course, you get those cases where some teams do not have the travel form, or you don't go over there, or they don't come over here. But the Troopers and the Falcons really in the mix of those teams that are battling for the 2 spot.
Yeah, and we're still early in district play. The Troopers will see the Cougars again, in later in the month coming up. they will see the Cougars here in Trooper Gymnasium as Diego Carrera makes his first free throw off the foul. But, they're playing for second, but they're really still playing to stay in tie for first place in a way. If they can beat the Cougars, they'll end up getting a share of that district play.
Yeah, you just got to keep pace. You got to keep pace with the Cougars right now.
Yeah, and, the Falcons are definitely a hot team right now. And I'm not sure if they've suffered a loss in district play either. As again, I said, it's early in district play. A lot of teams are still alive for that first, second, and third place seed. And it's definitely a war when it comes to these district play games.
And costly mistake by the Falcons as Laura. Oh no, they're gonna call a push.
Yeah, they called the push before the pass is intercepted by number 11 Andrew Reyes. Number 30. Joaquin Gomez to check in for Devin Ramirez here. I believe the foul was called on Devin. I can see that maybe that's the only reason why he'd be subbed out in that instance.
Yeah, and that's Ramirez's fourth. So that's probably why you sub him out. You don't want him to foul again early in the third or early in the fourth, because this is going to come down to the last couple shots.
Yeah, and even though the Falcons have controlled this game very well, it's still been a very close game. It's been not even a 3-possession game so far. And again, Diego Carrera trying to go for the steal, and they pass it to number 3, Leggett with a 3, but he misses. Carrera trying to get the rebound over the top of his own teammate and loses the ball. Number 1, Aguilas able to put in the layup off the miscommunication there. That's kind of like baseball. You got to call, I got ball, you got ball. Somebody's got to call for ball.
I believe that's on Carrera. You got to see your teammates right in front of you. He's in position, but he's going to make up for it and get the and one call. So count it in the basket, and the Troopers have a chance to cut the lead to 1.
And Diego, a 2-year varsity player, he's one of the seniors on this roster that is I will say that he is a star player when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. He will get his buckets whenever he needs to, and you just see it right there, using his length, his size. It's really hard to stop him inside if you don't have somebody that can reach up with him when he's going for those layups. But he does miss the free throw there to end the third quarter.
And I believe we're going to get some time added. Yeah, and they're going to add 1 second here as Mark Hernandez picked up his 4th as well. So, of course, we're going to get the baskets with the 1 and 1 on the bonus.
And both teams in a little bit of foul trouble here, PJ. Well, not a little bit, a lot. As I believe we have about 2 or 3 on each side with about 4 fouls.
Yeah, you look down, Devin Ramirez 4, Andrew Reyes. Andrew Reyes will have...
PJ trying to work the scoreboard and the stats here as number 33, Malachi Poe, sorry if I butchered the name there, makes his first free throw on the double bonus here. He's going to shoot a second here.
Yeah, but going back to the fouls, you have Devin Ramirez 4, Andrew Reyes 3, Mark Hernandez 4 for the Troopers, and then you go over to Eastlake. Lares has 4, Brandon has 4, and Ramirez has 4. So all the teams and their shooters kind of in foul trouble, but that's going to end the third, and the Troopers still trail the Falcons 37-40. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with you.
And we're back here at Trooper Gymnasium to start the fourth quarter. Troopers down 40-37. Eastlake Falcons to bring in the ball here to start their offensive possession. Number 1, Aviles bringing in the ball. Passing it to number 10, Jeremiah Jones, who passes it to number 5, Lucas Brandon. Brandon looking to drive, but Mark Hernandez on the ball. Passes it to number 1, Aviles, who's guarded by Gomez. Gomez getting a little shaken up there. And he passes it to number Villalares. And number 11, Reyes, getting a little bit of a trip there from number 33, Poe. Hard little foul there. I can understand now why number 11 wears a girdle. That looked a little bit hard on the thigh there.
He was definitely split across in that one. But Andrew Ray is one of the tougher guys you'll see out there.
Yeah, and that's just something Andrew does. He draws fouls. He plays physical. Great defensive player. And when he's on shooting-wise, he is on shooting-wise. And he's able to run this offense even with, Devin or Diego not in the game because of his experience being a 3-year varsity player. Number 12, Mark Hernandez to pass it into number 1, Carrera here, who brings up the ball. He had a hot ending to the third quarter there with, the M1 basket, missing the free throw, but, it's a very rare occasion for him to miss that as Andrew fumbles the ball there, but gets it. Manny Baeza looking for Diego Carrera there. Diego Carrera calling for a screen, trying to get it to the middle of the court. And he's going to drive, and he dishes to the corner to Gomez, who shoots the 3. And he hits a 3, the first 3 for him for the night. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, he is the spot-up shooter for the Troopers, and that is just something they need more as he ties up the game to 40 here in the fourth quarter. That just maybe revitalized the Trooper defense here.
Yeah, and that's a shot that just has to go in. That has to go in. You have to make those baskets in the fourth.
And if you've been keeping up with the whole game, that is his fourth shot. He is 1 for 4, and that is not something you see from Joaquin Gomez, but when big moments come up, he's going to make that shot.
Yeah, and Andrew Reyes is going to get called for a little bit of a push there. He's kind of getting screened and kind of just put hands on and extended the arms, and it was called.
Yeah, I think he might have gotten a little bit tired of getting screened after that last possession when he caught that hard foul. And these Eastlake Falcons are setting hard screens on these Troopers. And, it's a physical game. It's a chippy game. And it's coming down to the wire, as we can see, as it's a tie game right now. It's, start of the fourth. It's been a close game all game as he misses the free throw there, and Diego Carrera to bring up the ball and start up the offense, looking to call a screen again off the top of the key.
And this is the moment in the game where you just want someone to step in. Who's going to get hot? Who's going to make a play? Who's going to extend the lead?
Yeah, and it necessarily doesn't have to be one person as Diego Carrera makes the layup there. And again, that drive is lethal for him, especially finishing with the left hand there, using his length, getting up to the rim. It's not necessarily one person, PJ. If a whole team can get hot, that's the best thing for you. But if one person can get hot, then maybe you can make a run. But again, Andrew Reyes getting called for the blocking foul there, just standing straight up, and everyone in the building is in disbelief, PJ.
And that's his 5th, so Reyes will pick a seat on the bench. Yeah, and of course we're getting a 20-second foul timeout here, so...
Well, not necessarily a timeout, but, a shooter has 15 seconds to take his shot. But these referees,
and all kinds of confusion going on here. There's a foul timeout being called. Peter Miles is trying to get a sub in. It wasn't sub. The sub was checked in. One ref sends him in. One ref tells the shooter to shoot. All kinds of confusion went down
and
here.
We have Coach Manuel here all the way out on the floor. Coach Manuel is still in his coaching box, but he's yelling at the referees. The referees are not complying with him.
Yeah, and now all 3 Eastlake coaches kind of out of the box. So it's just getting interesting right now.
Yeah, and the referee, again, not willing to explain to Coach Morales what was the reason for the call. Again, not giving him a good reason, and you can understand why Coach Morales is upset.
Yeah, Coach Morales is just a little kind of like, why? Why am I getting this? He hasn't gotten an explanation all night for possibly any foul, and I believe right now they're about to let him shoot 2, so, mark another one up.
And they're giving him another free throw?
Yeah, and I believe, that first one was marked as like a no shot, no contest. And that's huge because now shooting 2, he has a chance to tie up the game.
Yeah, and they say free throws are free, but not free in terms that you get another one on a 2-shot foul.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those situations where it's a miscommunication. You probably did the better thing by letting the free throw happen, but it's one of those things where it was an error on the court by the referee, so that's more than likely going to go down.
Oh, and he misses a shot, but he does get the foul call for the Troopers. That's 3 shots. That's crucial in this game. Up 1. You have 3 opportunities, a full 3 opportunities, which I do want to say, ball doesn't lie there, PJ. We are going to get 3 shots at the line here.
And another big note is the Troopers now enter double bonus, so now they're going to be put on the line for 2 either way.
Nope, PJ, they need 1 more foul. But I do want to point this out. PJ is looking on the scoreboard here. I do want to point this out that, again, the referees and the coaching just not getting along here. As Joaquin Gomez goes 2 for 2 from the line. He has his 3rd shot right now. The Troopers are up 3, 44-41 with 5 minutes and 55 seconds remaining.
And I think for this last 5 minutes and 55 minutes, no coach is going to sit down.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to hear it down here.
Yeah, we will, and I think that's the pleasure of being commentators is we get to hear all of this drama. Unlike the fans in the stands, we get to hear everything going on.
Yeah, and you haven't heard what we've been hearing during timeouts, too. The refs have been trying to control the game, but obviously just kind of chaos going down here.
And again, tensions are high. I do believe number 11 to check into the game, Elijah Ramirez, to bring into some size against this Trooper offense. And number 1, Diego Carrera to handle the ball here, look for a screen, looking for the pick and roll opportunity. He's going to try to set up another screen. He's looking, he's shooting. And he's just barely missing, rolling off the rim, and they pass it out to Devin Ramirez. The Troopers get the offensive rebound there. Mark Hernandez with another hustle play there.
Yeah, and what you notice by both teams, they kind of all go guards right now. The only real big right now is Manny Baeza and Elijah Ramirez, kind of the only bigs, as they're going to be a foul on the Falcons, and we're going to the line.
Yes, and you may say, well, isn't number 1 Diego Carrera a big? And technically he is standing at 6'6", but Diego Carrera's skill set definitely goes far beyond being just a low post, high post kind of player. He does everything in terms of offense for the Troopers here. Kind of a second band to Devin Ramirez. So when Devin Ramirez is off, you definitely need Diego Carrera to step up, and he's doing that here in the late 3rd quarter and early 4th.
Yeah, and these free throws really starting to stab the Troopers in the back. If they can't make these free throws, it's going to be a long night as Mark Hernandez gets one, and we're going to get a timeout by Coach Morales.
Just needed 1 to fall though, PJ, just 1.
Yeah, and we're going to take a timeout with you guys. So with 5:26 left to go here in the 4th, it is Eastlake Troopers 45 and the Falcons 41.
And we're back from the timeout with 5 minutes and 26 seconds starting in the 4th quarter. And I do want to apologize to my co-host here, PJ, as they did correct me on the terms, not the terms of the fouls, but the foul on the scoreboard, which I was looking at. But here we are starting the 4th quarter. Not starting the 4th quarter. Diego Carrera to one-man press, and Missouri Ladas there. And the Troopers seeming to set up into a 3-2 zone here defensively. Something new that we're seeing here tonight, PJ.
Yeah, and the Troopers really usually a hard man-to-man team, but the zone really a different thing that you're going to see. And I love that Carrera is going to come up, and Joaquin Gomez is going to come up as well.
And the Eastlake Falcons trying to figure out something out how to beat this zone. It's a weird kind of zone, I will say this, PJ, because you have one guy playing man technically on the free throw line against number 5, Lucas Brandon, and that would be number 5, Darren Mears, while Diego Carrera kind of plays the key. And you know what? I have seen this zone before. It is a 12-man zone, and it's kind of a triangle zone in terms of the front court here, because you'll have Diego Carrera follow the top player at the key, and Joaquin Gomez either sit when somebody comes to the free throw line or go out to the corner and help, or other way around, vice versa on the other side.
Yeah, and you notice they kind of just flow with each other. Diego Carrera will go to the right. You'll see Devin Ramirez kind of screen over. You'll see Joaquin Gomez go down. Manny Baeza will go down. It kind of just flows with each other, and the Falcons look lost right now.
Yeah, and the only real way to beat the zone, PJ, is to get it across court to make the defense shift all the way around. And the Falcons aren't able to do that as they see the floor is closed off by a wall of defensive players by the Troopers.
Yeah, and the Falcons just trying everything. They're sending players up and down the baseline, across the top. They're just trying to figure out how to break this.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, sending somebody across the baseline is not going to beat this zone. You have to send somebody through the middle and cutting down as you pass it, and kind of triangle offense there.
Yeah, and if we were playing NCAA or anything right now, we would have like 3 shot clock violations.
Yeah, but that's again the issue with our shot clock here in Texas basketball is we don't have one.
Yeah, we don't have a shot clock, and Manny Baez is going to get called for a foul, and that's going to put the Falcons on double bonus.
And I believe he's getting called for a hold on the loose ball there. Again, the very scrappy, very physical game, and the refs are letting it play out and not letting it play out. They're really not choosing a side here.
Yeah, and I kind of like that. You know, you got to let them play a little down low. You got to let them do what they got to do down low. But when you see something, you gotta call it if it's big time.
Yeah, like, you know, on a loose ball situation, things are going to get scrappy. It's a loose ball. It's a free shot at a ball. And if you're just calling ticky-tack fouls like that, it really disrupts the flow of this game here.
And the crowd getting a little louder as we're getting the fans kind of to trickle in for the later girls game, which me and you have about 20 minutes after the conclusion here. We'll hop over to them. As he misses the free throw, it's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to stay Falcon ball.
And, you know, you got to have that as a Trooper defense. Manny Baez has to set his box out. He has to be strong, and he has to get 2 hands on the ball there. The Falcons are bringing the ball, try to throw up a little alley-oop, and they missed. Number 5, Lucas Brandon. Nobody really gave him a shot contest. He really just missed that layup there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone knew that Lucas Brandon was going to do that. It was kind of one of those things where he thought, in the moment, I'm going to do this. Everyone kind of followed along, and no one followed along.
Yeah, you know, the only one who really knew what he was doing was his teammate there, number 1, Aguilar, who just kind of threw it up, knowing he was going to go up and get that. And Diego Carrera tries to save the ball, but he just throws it out of bounds again. Going back and forth defensively for both teams, it's a suffocating defense.
Yeah, and like credit to Mark Hernandez, he's played extended minutes tonight with the foul troubles they've got into and just the situations they've got into. But right there, kind of a costly mistake with kicking the ball.
Yeah, and what a beautiful pass right there from number 0, Ladas, and the referee calls the foul on number. Let's see what we get here. I do believe the foul is on number 1. Yes, it is on number 1. They're coming down on the player after the shot with his arm and grabbing the arm there.
Yeah, and a good thing for the Troopers. Carrera's at 1, Baez is at 1, Hernandez at 4, Ramirez at 4, Joaquin Gomez at 2. So, you know, 3 of the 5 that are out there are in no close foul troubles, as he's going to make the first free throw, and Rodriguez will get ready for a second.
Yeah, and back to your point about Hernandez there, Mark Hernandez, number 12. He has played extended minutes, but you can understand why, PJ. He has really stepped up in the defensive role here tonight.
He's played almost pinpoint perfect basketball, as Manny Baez is going to get a lane violation.
And that is just something you don't want to do as a low post defender, Manny. He has to stay controlled down there in the paint, because as soon as you step over the line, it's a lane violation, you get an extra shot. Luckily, the referee didn't call it, but that could have been a very costly mistake there for the Troopers. That might have tied the game there.
Yeah, it was one of those things we touched on at the beginning of the game. Who makes the least mistakes in the most important times? And that's a mistake, and there's another mistake.
As Diego Carrera kind of just tries to feed it low post with a dribble pass, but it just gets intercepted there by number 5, Lucas Brandon. And number 0, Ladas brings up the ball as we get a timeout from the Falcons here. And this is getting a little hectic here, PJ. It's coming close.
Yeah, so 2:28 left in the fourth. We're going to take a break here. The Troopers lead the Falcons by 1. Of course, with 2:28 left in the fourth.
And we're back here in the fourth quarter after the timeout. 2 minutes and 28 seconds remaining here in this game. The Falcons are bringing in number 0, Lattes, to bring up the wall. He's looking at Coach Moreno here for the play to see what the Falcons are going to run against that 12-man zone here. And once again, the Falcons coming around and passing it around the perimeter. They have one guy at the free throw line, number 22, Rodriguez. They passed it to number 1, Avilo.
Yeah, last time we saw the Troopers bring out this defense, the Falcons didn't figure it out. They got lucky and got a mistake.
Yeah, and again, there is what I'm talking about. You have to hit the middle against this defense, and the referee calling the foul there, that's a costly foul. That one I do agree with because, that was a tough shot. There was a little bit of more physicality than we've seen from the referee's call.
Yeah, and that's going to be Mark Hernandez's 5th, so that's going to put him on the bench.
And the Troopers lose another defensive player here, but they don't need to lose. It's a costly loss. It's a costly foul. And Rodriguez makes the free throw, goes 1 for 1 here.
Yeah, and that's not going to count because we were on a foul timeout. You should not be shooting on the foul timeouts. It is just a bunch of confusion when we get these 5 foul timeouts and no one knows what's going on.
Yeah, you see, the referee's talking to Coach Morales, not giving his other referees the chance to, stop the shot.
It's a situation where there's no communication.
Yeah, there's definitely no communication between these referees here, and they're kind of just freeballing it here. And Coach Morales is visually upset. We can hear him. Both coaches are upset. Both teams are upset. We can hear it from the fans. They're not liking the referees and how they're handling this game. They're trying to control the game. It's been chippy. It's been physical, and they just haven't been able to get control of the game.
Yeah, and over here at the table, the official book is asking for the ref, and yet we haven't got a ref down here. They're all trying to contain Coach Moreno in the corner there.
Yes, and even now, Coach Morales here, they're trying to figure out what's going on. Again, this is stoppage that, may benefit one of the other teams in terms of who gets a little bit more air, a little bit of a break. I'm surprised here, PJ, that we haven't seen a warning or a technical for these coaches.
Well, we did get that warning pretty early on in the third to Coach Moreno for some explicit language down here. But it was kind of one of those chippy warnings where it was like, Coach, just don't do it again, and I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, and, that's understandable. You really don't want to be hearing that as a referee, but in terms of, trying to get these coaches under control, they haven't done a great job as Rodriguez makes his technical first free throw, because it is his first free throw, as the first one was not counted for that referee timeout, kind of trying to control the game there.
Yeah, and now he's going to attempt basically his third free throw because he got a practice free throw early on, and he's going to miss it, which is going to leave the game at tied, and we're going to get some fouls on a push.
And a tripping by number 5, Lucas Brandon, and I believe he's at 5 fouls, right? Am I wrong?
That is going to be Brandon's. Yeah, that's Brandon's 5th. Brandon is out. So if we were playing hockey and we had a penalty box, it would be pretty late tonight.
Yes, it definitely would.
Fouls.
And we're lucky. Unlike hockey. We don't get to see any fights, but you could definitely see something brewing if the referees don't get this under control. But you know what I'm going to say again, PJ, is on that second shot, ball doesn't lie. And he does miss the second shot, trying to get a free shot with the practice shot. Here we have Nate Salcedo at the line for 2 in the double bonus.
Yeah, and so we just got a clarification on the rule for high school basketball with the timeout you get after 5 fouls. You get 20 seconds to sub in a new player. No actions can be taken within that 20 seconds. Of course, we've had this situation come up a couple of times here.
And Nate Salcedo makes his first free throw, and that is interesting, PJ, because I was trying to figure out what Coach Morales was asking for in terms of the 20 seconds that he was asking for. I thought he was talking about the time amounted to the free throw shooter as he prepared to shoot his shot. As Nate Salcedo makes his second, goes 2 for 2 and takes the lead back for the Troopers as we take a timeout here.
And the Troopers are going to take a full timeout, so we're going to join them in taking a timeout. And with 1:57 left, the Troopers lead the Falcons by 2, 47-45.
And we are back here after the timeout. Eastlake Falcons are bringing in the ball here. Number 0, Ladas, to bring up the ball. He passes it to Aviles. Aviles passes it back to Lara, and again you see this Trooper 12 defense passing it to the corner of number 22, Rodriguez, passing it back out to Ladas. Ladas trying to figure out something to do. He is going to try and drive against Gomez. Gomez not letting that happen, passing it to Juan Aviles. Aviles is guarded by Carrera, and they throw it back into the middle of number 3. Back to 0, Ladas. He passes it to Aviles. Not sure what to do there. Passing it back to the corner to number 22, Rodriguez. And a cross-court pass there. Kind of risky. 0, Ladas trying to get something going here. Not sure if he'll drive. Coach Moreno just kind of gave him the play off to the side there. Crossing the court there to the corner. Back out to the top. Back to the corner.
Yeah, and we're having some trouble with our scoreboard right now, so we're now a minute and counting down. And so we'll keep you guys updated on the time as Ramirez rebounds it, and with 50 seconds left, the Troopers kind of wanting to hold to that last shot.
Yeah, and again, with the shot clock idea here, there's no shot clock in Texas basketball. The Troopers can hold the ball for the whole 40 seconds left in this game, either take a foul, as long as they don't give a turnover up here, and just they can dribble around all they want. You know, they just can't stay in one place for more than 5 seconds.
Yeah, now we're sub 30 seconds. And the Falcons are going to foul.
We do get a blocking foul there, and we do have Diego Carrera at the line. But back again to that earlier possession from the Falcons. You saw that cross-court pass to the corner, and that completely shifted the defense there, PJ, and they almost had an open shot. They almost did, but they weren't able to convert.
Yeah, it was one of those fouls. It was one of those shots where you just needed to make, and that's what it comes down to. That you need to make shots.
And Carrera misses the first shot of the double bonus shot here. Number 2 in the host to check into the game. Got to make the second free throw to go 1 for 2 to take a 3-point lead with 27.7 seconds. The Troopers will take a timeout here to kind of strategize their defense against the Falcons. They can't give up a 3 here.
Yeah, and the Troopers just try and take that timeout to really pace everything. It's getting crazy.
And we're back here after the timeout in the late fourth quarter, 27.7 seconds remaining. Derek Guerrera up here to guard one-on-one. He drops back into the front court. 24 seconds left. Falcons trying to look for a 3, maybe an N1 conversion. They shoot the 3. They miss. Joaquin Gomez with the rebound.
And fouled.
And the Troopers might just seal the game here, PJ.
It wasn't the prettiest. It wasn't what you were expecting tonight, but they found a way.
And again, district play, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. But the best teams, the championship teams, like our good friend Coach Lopez does say, championship teams find a way to win.
Yeah, Coach Lopez is always preaching, just find a way. You got to find a way to win. And right now, the Troopers are finding a way.
Joaquin Gomez at the line to shoot for 2 in this double bonus situation. He makes the first one, and that's his clutch shot. That is now a 4-point lead for the Troopers at 16 points. And now he has a second shot, can move the lead up to 5.
Yeah, with only 16 seconds. Once again, we apologize for the technical difficulties right now.
And he leaves the second one short. The Troopers are back on defense here with a 4-point lead. They can give up a 3, but they can't foul on that 3-point shot. You just want to get a shot hand up. And he makes the 3 with 5. I believe 5 seconds was left on the clock there, PJ. When I looked up, it was about 5 seconds.
So what I believe is the clock should not be pushed because the coach did not call the timeout. He should have just looked up at the screen, saw he has one timeout. That's my opinion, that there should not be time granted. Because you got to know, as your coach or your staff, you got to know that you got timeouts.
So if I am correct here, PJ, the clock does not stop after a shot.
Yeah, the clock does not stop at all in high school on a made shot. So I don't believe the clock should be pumped, but we're going to pump it to 5 seconds. So here's the situation. It's 49-48, 5 seconds left. Troopers have the inbound, can run the baseline. So realistically, the Troopers just need to get the inbound pass.
Yeah, and you definitely want to get it into 3 people. Joaquin Gomez, Devin Ramirez, and Diego Carrera.
Yeah, those are your free throw shooters.
Yeah, those are your guys right now. And you just can't have a 5-second violation.
You wonder if you just put in Jace Molden right now just to get the ball.
Yeah,
you put him in just so for a height, pass the ball to him. He's right there. He's gonna out. He's taller than everyone out here.
Yeah, but in a situation where it's foul immediately, it's kind of hard because as soon as he gets touched, it's a foul.
Yeah, and that's where you would kind of want Jace Molden to throw in the ball, not receive the ball.
Okay,
you want him to just overlook everyone and kind of get that in. So here's the situation: 5 seconds. Troopers lead by 1, 48-49.
And who do you have out right now? You have Diego, Devin, and Joaquin. Manny Bassett are bringing the ball.
And Manny Baez are running the baseline. They're getting in Devin Ramirez, and they will foul immediately. 0.5 is going to run off the clock. And that's going to be the 5th foul for Lares. And Lares is going to take a seat with all the 5 foul guys.
And number 22, Josh Rodriguez, to check into the game. Like I said, it was going to be an immediate foul. And that foul came a little bit quicker than we thought. You know, you would think Devin maybe gets a dribble in, half a dribble, a little bit something.
Yeah, he didn't even get the dribble.
Yeah,
it was an immediate hug.
He literally caught the ball and got fouled. Now, with 4.5 seconds remaining, you know, the best situation here is you're up 3. Worst situation, you're up nothing. You're only up 1 with 4.5 seconds to go. What do you want to see here? Do you want to see it? Do you want to see a press? Do you want to see them back in coverage? What are you trying to see from the Troopers defense?
Yeah, and I don't like this that they're back right now. You know, you're down. Whatever happens on this free throw, you're going to be up 2. A 3-point wins the game. You got to kind of come up right now with Nathan Salcedo and Manny Baesi. You got to prevent the half court.
Yeah, you definitely have to play a little bit more of a half court defense. As Dylan Mills makes the second shot there. So 4.5 seconds.
Foul called. Oh my God. A foul was called.
Diego Carrera in the shooting lane, in the shooting area of the shooter there, he has to allow the shooter to land. He has to give shooter space to shoot, and he just didn't do that there. He was right up into his body. That is a good call. It's a hard call to take as a Trooper fan, as a Trooper player, but that is a good call from the referee. Now the Falcons have 3 shots.
It's a great call. It's just the situation. You know, you don't think you're going to get a foul call on the last second 3-point shot. So here's the situation. No time left. It's 50-48. Troopers. He's got to make all 3 to win.
Yeah, and you know, this is number 2, Sergio Hinojos at the line. He's a sophomore guard. This could be a very big moment for the Troopers.
Yeah.
It is getting loud here.
Yeah, and there are 700 people in this gym, and they're all 700 on their feet right now. It is getting loud in here.
It kind of makes me feel like I have to yell into the mic how loud it is.
We're right here, and it's crazy. And his first shot's good.
And he misses it. The only thing you can do now is tie the game.
Yeah, and now the pressure's all on. You got to tie the game at least.
Yeah, you have 2 more shots. This could be a big moment as a sophomore. Listener always wants to check in.
Yeah, Jace Morgan, once again, he's going to inbound this ball. No matter what happens, there's 1 second on the clock, so he's going to inbound the ball just to get it out.
Yeah, and you know, Sergio Hinojos makes the second shot. They check in Jace Morgan. You know, 1 second remaining. If he misses here and Troopers inbound the ball, I think Jace Morgan just throws the ball out.
Oh yeah, you definitely just kind of throw the ball out. You keep it. You send Diego Carrera out there. You tell him to just slap the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, throw it in
1 second.
And he misses the free throw. And the Troopers win a close, hard-fought game here in Trooper Gymnasium, 50-49, and that was a heart-wrencher there, PJ. That was a good game.
Yeah, and that's what this is an all-time classic. The Troopers coming out in a very scrappy win. But we're not done tonight. We got one more game. In about 20 minutes, we will bring you the girls' game of the Eastlake Falcons and Eastwood Troopers. So for 20 minutes, we'll see you guys later.
That's up.